real quick before we get in,
Too
Flippy,
late.
what do you think about the new Overwatch character?
We're in.
We're off. Welcome to the Fireside podcast. Flippy, Shikaki, and not an apple. Well, not that apple. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing okay.
I googled new Overwatch hero and I thought it said watch the hedgehog sniper. And I almost lost my shit. I'm like, "Oh my god, Cold Steel confirmed for Overwatch." So black girl with blue hair, Blizzard really knows its audience.
No, she's Egyptian.
The third one.
The third black girl or the third with blue hair?
The
She's
third
not.
Egyptian. Isn't Farah an Egyptian and the Symmetra or whatever?
The
No, Symmetra's Indian.
Why don't we get Yami Yugi over here in this
And he's-
Egypt party?
That's
because
not blue.
he just summoned Exodia and win the duel.
That's not blue hair. That's a head wrap.
Oh, it's a hijab?
It's a hoodie.
It's a hijab?
It's a hoodie.
It's a hijab?
It's a garment.
It's a non.
I-
It's a non-religious specific head garment. Let's go with that one.
It's a hijab? A hijab for the nut job?
Then it'd be for you.
Are you saying that the hijab is the standard? Are we? I'm just saying, Mr. Hussein Shikaki.
I'm saying this character is totally unbelievable because she has white hair. No self-respecting woman has white hair.
Hey.
Prove me wrong.
God, this is.
I can't.
So
I think
but my opinions on the new character, she looks extremely overpowered at first glance.
She has an
That's what I'm
eye
gonna say.
patch. I am so tired of the sniper with an eye patch trope.
What picture are you looking at?
I'm looking at her in video. One of her eyes is covered with something that looks like an eye patch.
It's
Oh,
an
it
eye
kinda
tattoo.
does.
It's an eye tattoo, the same as Farah.
No,
Oh,
it definitely looks like an actual eye patch. That is not a tattoo. Here, I will show you the screenshot.
As he shows us a Pirates of the Caribbean character.
But Pleppy, yeah, I agree. She does seem a little overpowered because she can knock characters out of their ultimates without killing them.
Yeah, that's not an ultimate.
Well,
An ultimate is a grenade that blocks all healing, as well as a sniper rifle that heals and kills.
she seems overpowered in PC, and she'll probably get a buff in console.
Yeah.
She's like a better Zenyatta.
Well, every support is a better Zenyatta.
You wouldn't believe it, but the moment you come across an actual decent Zenyatta player, it's a nightmare.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Zenyatta. I mean, he does so much damage for his support, but the problem is, if you need like an actual support, Lucio or Mercy are just going to be your better pick usually.
Mm-hmm.
But Zenyatta is always my go-to if we have a team that just for whatever reason needs a second healer.
Yeah, my go-tos are either Tracy, Mercy, Diva, or Reinhardt.
Oh, you play your waifus.
Yeah, I've been trying to get good. Well, Reinhardt is a bit of a stud. We're talking with. I've been practicing with Widowmaker just because.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I've been trying to get good with Reinhardt. I'm like, well, what part confuses you? I might be able to help out.
Stand still or press the shift to charge someone
Alright,
standing in front of you.
An eye patch. On her right eye.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
God, this is taking forever to load in.
And I'm so tired of...
Oh, you're right. That is an eye patch.
And I'm so tired of that thing where it's like every sniper has an eye patch. You know how shitty it is to be a sniper that doesn't have depth perception?
Yeah, no.
That is so stupid. It's like, alright,
It's a death
I just
sentence.
have to calculate how far away they are. And the person is like right in front of the barrel, just like, what are you doing, bro?
Sniper rifle's got like numbers on it though, so she's okay.
Oh yeah, totally.
But a sniper which heals, blocks, heals, can put people to sleep across the map. It's basically McCree's
Wait, she
flashbang.
actually puts people to sleep?
It's the flash. It's the
Yeah.
flashbang effect at range.
It's at the end of the trailer. McCree starts up his ultimate and she shoots him and makes him go to sleep.
Oh my god, a character that can stop McCree's ultimate.
It's cool.
Oh.
Shoots you in the head.
It's called Walk Behind Him.
Something.
Poke him on the shoulder. He ain't gonna turn around. Say
Yeah.
hi. Call your mom. Stand behind a pillar.
If anything, I think this will make
B-May,
Zenyatta
Reinhardt.
a little bit better.
Be May, Reinhardt, or Bastion. And as Bastion, in your turret form, just be located in between a wall and another wall. God. If you
Has the-
die to
has-
McCree's ultimate, uninstall Overwatch. I said it.
What about that week
He
when
announces it, and then he has to wait 3 seconds to kill you. Like, if
Yeah.
in that time you didn't think, hey, I should go behind a wall, maybe you deserve to get shot by McCree.
Yeah, the key in that one is basically when you communicate with your team members, and when he says it's high noon, you get your team to do all they can to flush or everyone out into the open. That's the point of that one.
Well, usually with me and my friends, I'll do It's High Noon when they're by like a building or something, and then my friend who's Reaper will jump into the building and ult.
Mm. He'll twirl around like a little fairy, screaming.
So,
screaming the. Has the because you play on consoles, don't you?
yes.
Has the Trabion nerf patch hit yet?
Yes, it actually was needed because you have no idea how hard it is to kill a turret on an analog stick.
Yeah, I saw the statistics. Wasn't it that Trabion has something like a 93% win rate?
Yeah, and the only reason it's 93% is because sometimes you face against an enemy one. I mean, realistically speaking, if you're on defense and you don't have one on your team, you be him.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly what I heard from the console people, because all I heard was, God, that sucks. Oh, hello, we've got alternative Anna skins have been released, and one is free of eye patch, and the other one is all eye patch.
like her both of her eyes are patched, or her entire outfit's eye patch.
It'll make sense. Let me just share the screen.
It's just an eye patch holding a sniper rifle.
Yeah, that's basically there. You go. That's the alternative view costumes. So we've got the standard younger one and some sort of
Looks like a hazmat one.
yeah, that looks like Russian, Serbian, 1940s noir future
Good work, comrade.
bullshit. Yeah. But hey, there you go. There's
So
a
you know what I
there's a
wouldn't
better skin
do?
for you out
You
there.
know what I wouldn't do if I was a renowned world-class sniper?
Advertise it.
Get a tattoo needle close to my eyeball. The only one that works.
You never know. What probably happened is that she had to go with the other eye and it didn't work out. So she thought, oh, that's okay. I've still got the other eye. And then it just happened to work the
Yeah.
second time. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
so anyway, is anyone here not playing Overwatch?
Well, I don't have the equipment to play it, so
You don't have a PS4?
I don't have a PS4, Xbox One, or a decent PC. I have a PC.
Fuck this guy.
It's just something I refer to affectionately as the Stegosaurus.
Oh, idea for an Overwatch character.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a character that has a boomerang so that you can, like, throw it, and then it can arc and go into buildings or stuff without you having to walk into line of fire.
So you want Batman Arkham game, the Overwatch
I actually
character.
want the comically large boomerang. Like from
It would have-
Taz and stuff.
Oh,
it would
great.
have to
It could
be
be
insanely weak.
no. It could be great.
could be,
a completely ridiculous stereotype Australian character. It could be a
Yeah.
kangaroo. It could be a kangaroo.
It could be the crocodile hunter, and he could have like a dead crocodile on his back or something.
Mhm.
And for his ult, he brings the crocodile back to life, and it becomes a kaiju.
Hmm.
And he goes from Australian to Japanese. They're only like 50 miles away.
Yeah, basically. Practically the same
Geography
people.
from an American. They're both on an island.
It's not here. It's all the same.
Actually, it would be cool to get a character who can summon a pet.
That's probably coming.
Australian
The
with
closest-
crocodile.
The closest thing we've got right now is well, it's a tire. Is the closest thing we've got right now.
Well, they're all the characters are based off of pretty common tropes, so I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised to see the stereotypical Australian character.
Oh no, you've got to remember, you've got the Hanzos that always expect the Mercy to be their pet.
Reinhardts always expect Mercy to be their pet.
Really, the Reinhardts I've come across have been pretty chill. It's the Hanzos who I can't stand. Whenever I've been playing a ranked game, if there's one guy who's going to be start kicking off about other people not playing the right classes to support him, it's a flipping Hanzo.
Oh, well, that's because people who play Hanzo are weebs, and weebs are the people who are going to get most into a game.
And they couldn't get good enough at Genji.
Well, if you're on PC, don't play Hanzo, play Widowmaker.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
Hanzo is made for console because you can miss with Hanzo and still kill them.
Oh yeah, I've seen people actually complain that their Hanzo rate wasn't very good because they hit the shoulder and didn't register as a headshot.
I think with Widowmaker, what they need to do is they need to they need to decrease the damage at 100% and increase the damage leading up to 100% on console, just so people know that with Widowmaker you don't actually have to keep firing charge shots. Doing damage is good enough.
Yeah, on PC. I know on PC there's this thing about Widowmakers. They always want to have 100% headshot 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Ever since the nerf that meant you couldn't kill a Zenyatta or a Tracer with a chest shot. Because that was the way it was. You just had to vaguely hit one of those characters and they were dead.
Which is funny because a chest shot is just as good as a headshot in real life. Like, you hit them in the heart, they're gonna die. You hit them in the brain, they're gonna die. I mean,
I think it's when you shot Mercy. If you shot Mercy, Zenyatta, or Tracer in the ankle, they would die immediately.
oh. I mean, Tracer needs a damage buff on console.
I can see that because whenever I've played Tracer, my first thought was, "Oh Jesus Christ, she's really underpowered."
Yeah.
Then I figured out, oh, you just have to get in closer, then get out closer.
Yeah, but the problem with console is that people tend to gravitate towards champions where you don't have to aim. So having a character with a free dash doesn't mean as much.
Hmm.
You can't dash out of, the Torbjorn turret. It's gonna get you.
It's gonna get you real good.
Yeah.
Though I just play McCree, so Tracer has never been a problem with me. They always dash in front of me. I don't know why. I have a kill
why?
Tracer button.
That is the most ridiculous thing of the whole thing with Tracers. Like, you're supposed to like blink in, do your damage, and blink out when they react to you. You're not supposed to blink in front of them.
Yeah. Well, especially if it's a McCree.
Yeah,
I mean,
McCree is custom made is an anti-tracer weapon. He is the hard counter to Tracer.
I could see blinking in front of a Reinhardt to try and get them to drop their shield and basic attack you and then blinking out, but with McCree, yeah, he has an actual kill Tracer button.
Yeah. He's got flashbang, fan the hammer, and then he rolls to reload and just tries it again if he didn't completely hit you the first time.
Yeah.
I have actually had that though. I've actually had McCree's flashbang me and then not follow up. I was like, I'm right there. Why aren't you killing me?
That's why I really hope that they release. Have you ever played League of Legends?
No one plays that trash.
Well, League of Legends has a game mode called Earth, and with Earth, you have 80% cooldown reduction. And I'm hoping that goes to Overwatch, where it's just this ridiculous game mode where like cooldowns are almost non-existent, and you get your ultimate up all the time. And they could just make it like a deathmatch mode or something instead of an objective-based one. And I would just be McCree, and I would just keep somebody in a flashbang, and that would be their life.
You wouldn't kill them. You wouldn't kill them.
No, I'd be like, this is your life for the next 10 minutes.
Enjoy. And while you're here, I know that I'm not doing anything, but I'm also ruining your day, so I'm winning still. You didn't get any points either. That wasn't the point. The point was to make your game.
No,
more-
you get 1 kill at the end of the game. Winner!
Play of the game.
I would send them a message afterwards saying, next time pick a McCree counter, scrub.
Oh, good. But I will say, since they've nerfed the found the hammer on McCree for the PC, he's not the tank buster anymore, which is good.
Have they nerfed it on console?
I don't know, because you have to wait longer for the
It would make sense if they don't, because it's harder to hit all of them on console.
Mm.
I mean,
because
it's
that
not
was-
hard to hit a Reinhardt up close, but it is a little harder to hit a Tracer unless if she's stunned.
Yeah, because the whole point was that Reaper was supposed to be the tank buster, but when the game actually launched, people found out McCree was actually way more effective as a tank
Well,
buster.
turns out when you have a 6-time damage buff on your basic attack with almost 0-second cooldown when you roll, you tend to do a lot of damage.
And no reload either.
Yeah, like usually that means you're gonna do something. Though Reaper does have the play of the game button. I mean, his ult is better than McCree's ult in my opinion.
Not Bastion?
What?
Bastion. He's the...
No, he's just comparing Reaper and McCree
I'm
at this one.
comparing-
Oh, I see.
I'm comparing the offensive champions. And
Yeah.
Reaper definitely has the play of the game button on that triangle.
But yeah, when everyone... If you've got a Bastion on your team, and that Bastion is not completely asleep, he's going to get play of the game.
Well, in console, it was usually Torbjorn, and the funny thing with play of the game is it would show Torbjorn and not his turret. So sometimes you'll get a play of the game where the Torbjorn is just running around doing nothing, and you have to watch that for like 5 seconds.
Yes, yesterday I watched a Troybill did get a play of the game, and I was looking at it, and because it shows you their viewpoint, he shot one person, then just started spraying his little logo on the wall while his turret started killing people. I wish I'd recorded it because everyone in the chat gave him so much shit for that.
I saw basically the same thing, but he spray painted "well played."
No, this guy was just spraying his logo, then trying to reposition it somewhere where it looked nice.
Oh, I have a new hobby.
Well, you heard the turret in the background going clang, 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 clang.
I have a new hobby that makes May players really mad.
Oh, what is it, please?
I have a spray. I have the bullet spray from McCree. And I'll spray it on the May player's spray when they spray the May face, so it looks like a cock is going in her mouth.
To be honest, I have more problems with May on my own team than I do with opposing Mays.
Well, that's because, and to their credit, League of Legends did teach everybody about this, and Overwatch just didn't listen. You don't create characters that affect your teammates in a negative way.
Yep.
If they can affect your teammates in any negative way whatsoever, they're going to do that in almost every game. That's how the internet works.
Oh yeah. Well, it's always the same thing. You sort of like you're all sat there. Say you're on defense and you see a choke point, and you see them coming, and the up just as everyone's ready to go, and you're just there, mate. And you have to get on the voice chat and go, mate, look, your wall is for if they come out somewhere and we don't expect them. Okay? It's not when we all have... If that wall goes up and all you see is a bunch of ultimates flying into that wall from our team because everyone was spamming, my ultimate is ready, that was for you. That was code not to put up the damn wall.
I think May's wall should start when the game starts on like a 5-second cooldown or something, because how many times did she just throw her wall up? Like as soon as the game starts on the exit point.
Oh, the door. I mean, the door opens. Then everyone has to go around to the side doors.
Yeah.
Yep, that happens. This. I'll let you go. But so one time, a mate triggered the ice wall on the team that was just standing by the door, and somebody got. I don't know how this happened. I've not seen it before or since, and no one else has ever spoken about this. But they got stuck in the geometry.
Wait, I have a question. What is the cooldown on May's ice wall versus how long it stays up? So, because like, in a map that only has like 2 doors, could you theoretically get 6 Mays and never let them leave their base?
Hang on.
I love, I love the way you think, man.
Just
Never
ruining
stop.
everyone's game. Okay.
Never,
Well,
never stop.
I mean, in competitive, you would win, though, right? So, like,
Alright, so let's have a look. Duration of the wall is 4.5 seconds, the cooldown is 10.
so yes, you would be able to infinitely rotate it on a map with 2 doors.
No, because you'd have a full, like, if it's 3 doors, you'd have a full
No, I
second.
said 2 doors.
Oh, 2 door, yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
With 3 doors, you would just keep one Mei holding her basic attack at the entrance and the other one on wall duty.
Yeah.
Actually, you could do wall, wall, then both of you could stand in front of the door doing your invulnerable ice sculpture thing, then wall, wall, ice sculpture, wall, ice sculpture.
Mm.
Oh, that'd be great.
You have to
Oh,
remember.
man.
You have to remember that an ice wall can be blasted down. So if you've got a whole bunch of, if they just all switch to Bastion, you're all dead.
Yeah, but then you have to remember that Overwatch players aren't smart. So...
I feel like there's something we should have been talking about, but we spent
You're gonna
like,
win. You're gonna win at
30
least.
minutes.
I think it's safe to say you would win at least 2 minutes just doing that.
Look, they all would rage quit.
Well, they might. You'd get some people who would rage quit because they don't know how the wall works, and then you would get some people who go out to vote for Hillary Clinton out of spite, and
Voting pro Hillary out of spite. Imagine that one.
that's the only reason to vote for her. I mean, seriously, this is the American election. You can either vote for somebody who the FBI has confirmed performed terrorist activities or an asshole. And people are actually opting out of voting for the asshole. Newsflash. We are a country of assholes. We have been assholes since our creation. We have been We are assholes today. It's the perfect representative. Donald Trump is America.
Yeah, hang on. Back in 30 seconds.
It's not just
I've got a
America;
cat-
it's the entire world.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've got a cat issue. Back in 30 seconds.
Owning a cat 2016.
How unprogressive. He should own someone who identifies as cat kitten.
Yeah. Wait, now that raises the question: if a black guy identifies as a dog, is it kinphobic if I don't purchase him, or is it racist if I do purchase him?
These are the questions we need answers to.
This is why people go into racial studies. I want to walk into a gender studies course. The professor will be like, "Why are you here?" And I'll be like, "I always enjoyed the circus."
That'll get you thrown out faster than. Wait, why don't I do that? Because I have free college. I can just go and do that. Be like, oh, I heard this is a gender studies course.
The circus is in town.
Yeah, or something even worse, like
The leg bearded lady.
or hey, everybody, I'm voting for Donald Trump.
Just walk in with
out in a hurry.
Hat and don't say anything else.
And then whenever someone points it out but doesn't say anything direct, I'll say, "What? Do you want one?"
God, I love all of the salt coming from Pokemon Go, where people are like, "Pokemon Go is racist. Pokemon Go is sexist." It's like
I don't get how it's either of those things. Why are people so stupid?
it gets clicks. I mean, people still look at it.
And the worst part is, some of the people I used to go to high school with believe it. They believe at least some of this crap.
Oh, I have a ton of people that I went to high school with who were actually smart in high school and then dumbed down.
I don't know, man.
There are people who will actually post something that's like super racist against white people, and then that like 2 minutes later they'll send a comment to me like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" I was really, what the fuck?
I well, like, all right. Uh, I don't know if you know where I live. I'm fine with everyone knowing where I live, but oh, I was actually hoping to wait till Plipster got back, but I live in Dallas, so
Yeah, I
we're
know.
probably going to talk about that at some point.
Yeah, maybe we might get to it. I mean,
If we stop.
I mean, cops getting killed and all is important, but they just revealed 2 new Pokemon. So, we still got like 3 hours before we get to that. Have you
And if
seen the new ones?
no,
They,
and
they,
if new Toontown stuff gets released, we'll be here for 5 hours.
they revealed a bear, and the bear is this cuddly guy, but he has a problem where he's like incredibly strong, so he'll hug his trainer, and he's broken the backs of trainers by hugging them too hard. Like his hug can actually break trees in half. So you know that Ash is gonna catch one, and that he'll hug too hard, or James will get it, or something in the show. I don't even
No.
watch the show anymore.
Ash will catch it. He'll throw it out against the gym leader. It'll break the gym leader's Pokemon's back, and it'll say, "You've made my Pokemon permanently paralyzed." What the fuck, man?
And then another one, which I think on typing alone might see some competitive play. It's a fairy ghost.
Oh, you mean the one that looks like Pikachu?
Yeah, it has this. It actually possessed 20-year-old Pikachu merchandise because it wants to be loved. So
That's actually really sad.
Pokemon
Really,
really going after the feels community.
they really are.
So how long until somebody says that the Pokemon literally based on a 20-year-old rendition of Pikachu is 7th Gen dog shit, and they need to go back to their old designs?
It's probably already happened.
I think 7th Gen is about as close to 1st Gen as we've gotten in a long time. The bear definitely looks like something you could have seen in 1st Gen.
I was thinking like they would do something more like the Fairy Ghost one as far as second or third.
Yeah, well, the starters to me looked 5th Gen. Litten doesn't even look like a starter in my opinion, but the bear to me looks 1st Gen. The Ghost Fairy, I don't know. I mean, when I first saw it, it reminded me of Amoonguss, because of the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm wondering if it'll have different forms. Like there could be like one that's based on a Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur disguise or something.
That would be pretty cool. Do you think it'll work more like cast form, or there was a bug type that changed its like
I
coat?
think I think it could work like Zorua, where it'll take on the typing of the last Pokemon in your party until it gets a hit, and then after it gets hit, it'll go back to Ghost Fairy.
That could work. Or no. Like if you have a fire type Pokemon closer, like the closest to it, it will be a Charmander, or a water type close to it, it will be a Squirtle or a grass
What
type.
about a Magikarp disguise? I want my Ghost Magikarp. You know,
That
it
would
would be great. It would be amazing if Pokemon gave Magikarp the fairy typing, so Magikarp becomes the anti-dragon machine, and you can switch into your opponent Salamance's Outrage into Magikarp and tackle them to death. There is no hope for your choice-banded Salamence here. I have a Magikarp.
that'd be wonderful. I think Plippy's back.
Oh yeah.
What a
Have
nerd.
you? How long have you been listening?
I came back.
He doesn't know anything we're saying.
I rescued.
He's like, he never got into Pokemon.
No, don't care.
Well, I'm going to teach you the whole thing, starting with EV and IV training.
no. Oh well, look, gotta go.
EV,
Shit. Bye. Gotta go.
EVs and IVs. And now I scared him off for a bit.
I saw one thing where it was like a guide to EV training, and I knew it was going to be good because it started off with, now first you got to catch the EV. All right, now that Flippy Magoo is here, Dallas,
Yes, Dallas.
also known as holy shit, this didn't start in Los Angeles, what the fuck?
If I
was a betting man.
Are we chanting race war now? Now.
If I was a betting man, I would have said that an anti-police black movement would have happened in Los Angeles, not Dallas, Texas.
It's really weird because all the police here are pretty chill, mostly. Like,
Oh, well, yeah, they blamed. I mean, the sheriff kind of blamed himself from it, and I was just like, "Oh, good, now you've given them reason to shoot more."
Yay!
and the thing
negotiate
is,
with
like,
terrorists.
there's people calling him like a savior or shit like that, and it's
Yep.
disgusting. And like, I'm different from a lot of white people here. I keep my head down throughout my entire life, pretty much. So people don't really notice me or want to hurt me. But there's other people.
Are you
There's other
saying
white
that
people.
I'm just saying if you ever go out there, you would be you wear your hood so no one knows it's you.
No. I just go out there and there's a huge apple plastered on my face. But yeah, there's some white people I know of in Dallas that are talking about getting guns.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't you? Happens every time that. Look, look what happened in Orlando. Gay people suddenly started buying guns. Every time someone targets you because of what you look like, people of that same phenotype go and get guns. Happened in Germany.
Yeah.
Happened in Germany. It would have happened here. It happened in France.
Well, the thing is, first of all, most of the guns done in crimes are obtained illegally. But even in America, where you can get a legal gun in like a week. But the banning guns.
Wait, Shikaki, are you telling me I can't buy an AR-15 in 15 minutes?
No, sadly. But
Not even from Amazon.
But even in countries that have banned guns, we've seen it happen. It doesn't affect the violent crime rate.
Nope, just knives. Just
yeah.
when they banned handguns over here, it was exactly the same crime rate. It just had knives.
What needs to happen is we need to have a much better response to gun violence. When it happens, don't tell the police officers, like, wait, make sure everybody's safe before you try to arrest the perp. Just shoot the goddamn perp.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a trial when you shoot somebody. They know you did it. They've seen you shoot him. Just shoot him.
Mm.
But
whenever I am subscribed to a couple of gun channels, and they always say, do not, if you're in a situation where someone is shooting at other people and you've got a gun, just shoot to kill. Don't pull out your gun. Don't pull out your gun and go hands up or anything. Just shoot him.
They've already made the point that they're ready to kill people. Like, you're not going to threaten them
by already doing it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
no.
the suspect real quick?
Oh yes, I've got an archive of his Facebook page. Before.
Oh, if you could show that could either strengthen or weaken my argument.
Well, he was a king.
Oh yes, it is on this thing here. Just give me a second.
He was most definitely a certified king.
Let's have a look. This one is not the full one. This is just one I could grab. Black Power, but here's the fun bit. There we are.
Wait, is that Black Lives Matter there?
Yeah. And Black Love.
All right.
And if you look at the bottom right, just below where it says Melanin 101, right?
It's so good when they're like, the only difference between races are our melanin count, and also Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. And all lives matter. How dare you? All right, let's go through this because this is only the page to get. All right, this is him, Micah Johnson. Yeah. There he is, as a member of the Nation of Domination. Oh, my mouse isn't showing up on the share.
That's not an American flag in his background.
Nope. Let's have a look. Friends.
Oh, I get
No.
to. I forgot I haven't done this yet, so I actually get to counter the argument presented by Black Lives Matter as to why we shouldn't say all lives matter.
Uh-huh.
All right, so the argument is if you're at a dinner table and people are passing food around and you don't get as much as everyone else, you should say, hey, I deserve my fair share. But if somebody says, well, we all deserve our fair share, then that kind of diminishes your point. Well, here's the thing. Go fucking get your fair share. You don't have to wait for someone to pass the food to you. Like, I am so tired of that entitled mentality where it's like, wait, the government's doing this for these people. I deserve this too. Well, no, nobody deserves that shit. By the way, your community is getting more food than us, technically, if we're going by government standards.
Welfare checks.
I just want to go through this page and make a counter argument. Okay. All right. So if my Facebook group had me there with a Nazi salute, right?
And you had Gamergate on it.
If that said white power, if the thing here said Aryan Records, White Roots, this embarrassing collection of films that he likes.
The Expendables. Of course
At
he
least
likes
there's not. Oh wow, those are actually pretty bad. I was gonna make a joke, but those.
It almost feels like he added that just so he would look less focused on his race.
Yeah. Oh look, American Dad. That's a problem.
Children's Hospital.
Books, The Black Hebrews. Okay.
Pop-up books.
This is coming a bit like
Call of Duty.
See, the thing was, even without his Facebook page, even without anyone telling me anything about this person, I was able to deduce this guy was connected to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, let's switch this again. I love white archaeologist. If my Facebook page was to have these things on it, if I had the Euro American Defense League, if I had Aryan Roots with an S, Cultural Center, and center spelled and center spelled correctly, X-Live Europe, White Love Matters, White Queens Be Like, White Lack of Melanin 101, and the Kings and Queens Project. I can't even make fun of that. That's just in itself.
The European Kings and Queens Project. There we go.
Well,
Yeah.
but
And here's the funny thing. Look at this. All this stuff about spirituality and stuff, right? And at the bottom, atheist agnostic. Right above it, spiritual resurrection. Just below it, atheist agnostic. What?
I like how there are only 34,000 people who've joined the atheist agnostic non-religious group.
Yeah, spiritual resurrection, New African
Black
redevelopment.
Panther Party, Mississippi.
Yeah. Well, to be honest here, his atheist and agnostic section is way more populated than the other one.
Well, not that many. I mean, there are a lot of stupid people in Mississippi. At least 261, but.
I don't know, but I just think.
Are you in Mississippi? Sorry.
Me?
Yes.
No. I would have the drawl.
Yeah, I'm just saying, didn't you detect my low Mississippi twang in my voice?
Well, I already know you don't live there, Pusher, but Shikaki could have possibly been there for a while, or be there now.
No, I actually have a thing we call taste.
Oh.
Oh.
So where do you
You
live?
just made an entire state angry. Good job.
Where do
And
you
I
live?
do it again.
Yeah, but where do you live? I know
I live in California.
Yeah, so you just offended everyone else.
Oh man, so that's even worse than Mississippi.
No, because I live in the red part of California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all
The
right.
very rural part. I grew up on a farm.
Good on you.
Well, there are two parts to California. People don't really know this. There's the liberal part, and then there's 90% of California. Like, go ahead, look at an election map of California. Look at how red it is.
Mm-hmm. We had it with Brexit. Look at you got London, and then you've got everywhere else.
Yeah.
The people
Like
that
here, I'll post it on the thing.
the people who are just shouting about, where everyone's racist, everyone's horrible. The same people who did not give two tosses about the rest of England happen to be only London. Because the rest of us are apparently all backwards, old people who are racist.
California is way more Republican than people give it credit for. It's just we're controlled by the Bay Area, because if you look at the size of the districts in the Bay Area, it's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, same as London.
So now everybody gets to learn something. I bet a lot of people didn't know that Texas actually had a lot of Democrats in it.
I knew that.
Yeah, it does. I can tell you that.
I've been to Texas. I actually I went to Fort Worth for an internship.
I used to live like right next door to that. It's all right.
It looks a lot like the California. That part of it, anyway.
On the whole, Texas is all right. It just seems like some of the strange ideas from the bad part of California are making their way here.
Well, everybody has their stereotype of Texas from King of the Hill. They think King of the Hill is all of Texas. I wish it was.
Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I wish it was too, honestly.
Isn't King of the Hill basically a show about an old dude who's scared of new ways?
No, it's like if Family Guy was relatable.
Yeah, I know. I've seen the whole thing. It's just that.
It's really good. I love this.
I know. I really love. Well, I think we've talked about this before. When I was younger, when it first came out, I didn't care for it. But as I've gotten older, it sort of sank in a bit better.
When you get older and Hank Hill becomes the relatable character, you start really enjoying it.
Dang it, Bobby.
God dang it, Bobby! Boy, I tell you what.
That is probably the only thing about American accent that's probably the only American accent I don't like.
The Texan one?
No, anyone. I've heard people from Oklahoma speak like this too. The people who put the H before the W whenever they talk.
What do you mean?
Well, I remember I was watching this old racist guy. He was going, well, I don't understand why people wouldn't wear blacks living with whites. Whites want to live on their own. It's like, I wasn't really listening to what his bizarre his white nationalism. What I was listening for was, why do you keep saying it like that? It's
Don't you mean why?
Why? Why?
Why do you...
Plebster, would you like some wheat thins?
What is that?
I had fun with somebody who he said what all the time. It wasn't as big as the people who are like doing it on purpose. For him, it was just something he grew up with, and so I would go like, "Hey, look at this right here," but instead of this, like, "Hey, look at this," and what's tat?
I know a lot of people don't like Family Guy, but I will give them the credit to the one joke. Cool whip.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was back when Family Guy was funny. Family Guy had like 2 really good seasons, and then they became formulaic.
It is basically the same joke every single time.
Look at how... And what I don't like the most about Family Guy is they change all of the characters in it, but Chris and Peter are the same character. Like, realistically speaking, they're the same person. I feel like they could have done something more with that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of things that we could have done more about, I was talking about London earlier, basically not representing England as a whole, and being a cesspool of now California and Tumblr politics.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, England is pretty left compared to America, though.
Compared to America, yeah, but London has become
London has become San Francisco.
It has. It's become a copycat.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now I'm not the only one that has to deal with it.
Interestingly, what's happened is that they didn't realise that the rest of the UK hated them. And that's why I say with the UK referendum thing, if you look at the map, it's Scotland, and the rest of England and Wales completely opposing London, and London freaking out and calling everyone a racist.
I know, it's funny because this is something that I always hear liberals say. Republicans never say this because Republicans are usually on the right side. But liberals will always say, well, if this happens, I'm moving. Do you know how much of a not threat that is? That'd be like if I told somebody, well, if you don't do what I want, I'm giving you $100. So how about that?
Full disclosure, I am left, and that's pretty true.
Full disclosure, fuck this guy.
Full disclosure, fuck you.
People who are left are just, it's just...
here's the joke I think you'll be able to enjoy. God lined all people up, and he said, you know what? You go to either the left or the right. The right will be the Republicans, the left will be the Democrats. So the people who didn't go right were left.
Rim shots.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, wait, also, this goes into my London becoming San Francisco light. We had our very first Black Lives Matter protest over the weekend.
Oh, yeah,
Which
I heard about
doesn't
that.
even make sense.
Britain
doesn't have a black issue. Britain has a Muslim issue. Black Lives Matter doesn't make sense there.
No, it doesn't.
Muslim lives matter.
It should have been Muslim Lives Matter.
No, it shouldn't have been. It should have been.
No, I mean, I'm saying, realistically speaking, if it was between Black Lives Matter or Muslim Lives Matter would have made more sense.
No, it would have been more of a. I suppose the closest thing you've got to a racial tension here would be between the English and the Scots. Maybe the Irish.
Scottish lives matter.
But
Scottish
they're both
lives
white,
matter.
So they're
Yes.
both white, so...
Yeah, I'm having really weird issues with my browser at the moment. What's going
Well, that's
on?
because you're stupid.
Thanks, Shikaki.
Can confirm.
Good tech support there, lad.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have browser issues right now, and I'm also not stupid. So, I mean, just eliminating the
saying.
possibilities.
And I'm on my phone, but I'm not
When you-
having issues.
When you remove the
Yeah.
impossible, what remains must be the truth.
No, it's just that what's happening is every now and then that my Windows, the Google Hangout window just keeps freezing. I don't know why.
Oh, so American politics. Bernie Sanders has now officially backed Hillary Clinton for the third time.
Ah.
I don't know why it jumped
And
back up.
stabbed all his supporters in the back.
It's like, we need to fight against the banks. Vote for the banks.
Yeah, Hillary's just stupid. And the people who support her just keep making, like, all right, I realize this won't sound altogether coherent, but, like, think of political alignments as a box. People on the left are saying what puts you in the box is getting smaller and smaller. Like, you've got to be a BLM supporter. You've got to think that cis white men have all the privilege.
It's
so
no
on and so
longer
forth.
left or right. Now it's up or down. Are you authoritarian or libertarian? It's the
Yeah, but
deciding factor.
The left and right thing is pretty old-fashioned now.
Yeah, it's become outdated. I mean, realistically speaking, every left and right issue now comes down to authoritarian or libertarian in America. Gun
Yep.
control is an authoritarian or libertarian issue. Abortion is an authoritarian or libertarian issue. Even whether or not churches should pay taxes is an authoritarian or libertarian issue.
My favourite thing is about the Young Turks. Whenever anyone criticises Islam or anything like that, they are automatically a right-wing conservative, and I'm left thinking, hang on, you're calling people who oppose radical fundamentalist Muslims the conservatives.
Well, I know. I've been in debates before where people thought right-wing conservative was an insult, and they told me, "Man, you're just some right-wing conservative, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I actually don't agree with a lot of what Hitler, Stalin, or Mao says. Is there anything else you want to call me? You want to call me you want to call me a savior of man? Want to call me anti-violence? Maybe pro-freedom?"
Well, freedom's just a buzzword, guy. Don't you know that?
And for the people who say that Hitler isn't left-wing, if Hitler didn't do the Jew thing, he would be our Democrat nominee. Like, He was a vegetarian that smoked pot, was against gun violence, and wanted to unify all people in his nation, except for one group. If we got rid of that whole except for one group thing, he would have been the Democrat choice president. Think about it.
I know. All I know is that basically back in the 90s and early 2000s, all the people in the UK that we'd be referring to as like the left-wing liberal types, they always argued against several things: government over control, globalization, and people being forced to do what they didn't want to do, anti-authoritarian stuff. Fast forward something. Maybe even 10 years, though that same political group has now completely done 180s on so much of what it said, except this time it shouts racist and phobe at people that don't agree with them.
Right. Correct.
All you had to do was change what they actually believe, but kept the perceived enemy the same, and you can make them do anything.
Well, the problem is, and this is the same thing as America. In America, I say this is the same thing. I don't really know, but I'm sure you'll agree. In America, and probably in Europe too, our two political parties have no longer actually have their own ideas. Our two political parties are now strictly against the other political party, which is why you have so many things that don't actually make sense. Like how the Republican Party is the racist party that wants to stop something that is killing 70% of black children. Well, something that kills children, 70% of which being black, which is abortion. Whereas the Democrat Party is the anti-racist party and wants to put into effect something that would kill children, 70% of which are black, abortion. Though on the right wing, you have people who are pro-capital punishment, which is against the constitutional right to life, but are also pro-constitution. And the reason they are pro-capital punishment is because the left is anti-capital punishment. Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't actually make sense, which is why if you say, like, I am 100% behind the right, or I'm 100% behind the left, you're probably a retard.
Yeah.
But
Agreed.
What we've gotten to the point of now is that...
Just giving you a quick share screen now to show you the current political climate in America on the Democrat side.
Well, I was going to say...
Top 10 anime betrayals.
A lot of people consider Donald Trump to be a radical candidate, when really...
He's Democrat.
He's center-left.
Yeah.
And the reason people are considering him a radical candidate is because Republicans, in my lifetime, I'm 23, Republicans have not put forward a conservative candidate. George Bush was liberal. In my opinion, he was a pretty liberal guy. No Child Left Behind was a very liberal policy. And he wanted to do something with Social Security, which was the only conservative thing he wanted to do. It didn't get passed. The war in Iraq had bipartisan support. The war in Afghanistan had bipartisan support. And Mitt Romney was also a very liberal candidate. The guy had free health care.
Romneycare was basically was exactly the same thing as what later became Obamacare, except Romneycare was considered to be better.
Well, I'm okay with I'm okay if certain states want to do free health care for the people in their state that is funded just by their state. I don't think people in California should have to pay for health care for people in New York. I don't think people in New York should have to pay for the health care for people in California.
Yeah.
But because there are different issues affecting it. New York has incredibly polluted waters. California has incredibly polluted air.
Yeah, I think that's why people over here in the UK, where all the pretty much every political leaning except for a select few, are all happy with the NHS.
Is it just you're paying for the healthcare of people within your area or something?
No, so you're only paying for which is smaller than most American states.
Yeah, but so, like, Donald Trump, like I was saying, he isn't really that radical of a candidate. We already have a border between America and Mexico. It's just a fence. He wants to upgrade it to a wall. That's not a radical idea. Now, he says we're not going to pay for it, right? Like, we're not going to pay for it. Well, maybe we are, whatever. If we pay for it, then it ends up going to American workers anyway.
Did you ever actually read his book, The Art of the Deal?
No.
His book actually tells you everything that he's doing. So you know he's claiming that he's going to Build-A-War Mixco is going to pay for it. Big
Yeah.
shout out, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what happened, that's a bargaining technique. You go ridiculously extreme with what you want.
Right,
So
and then when they try and compromise with you, you get what you want.
yeah, and because
it's-
you've opened up so crazy already, they're going to have to come even closer to your side to start with to get the negotiations going.
Right, it's something. I mean, I used to do that in high school with trading cards, where somebody'd be like, "How much do you want for that card?" I'd be like $40, and the card's only worth like 10. So they
Yeah.
go, "Well, this card's only worth 10, so I'll give you 12." But okay, I still got way more than I wanted.
What kind of cards are you talking about? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I used to play Magic the Gathering. It became very social justice-y.
Hang on, before you go on, there is actually a joke in Hearthstone. There's a card for the Paladin deck called Equality, which turns every character's health to 1.
Yeah.
So the running joke is, oh, it makes everyone suck.
Yeah. But yeah, it became very social justice-y.
In what way?
Hold on, I'm sorry. I have to text somebody about. I'm going to Las Vegas, and they're wondering if I can do something. So they have a character whose identity is revolving around the fact that she's trans. They have a planeswalker whose identity revolves around the fact that it doesn't have a gender and its preferred pronoun is its own name. They have this giant monstrous creature that they have to shove down your throat as a girl, even though it's a genderless Cthulhu. So they it's very clear, and the thing is, they become so story-oriented that the game quality has begun to deteriorate as a result of that.
Yeah.
They just keep doing the same cards with slight tweaks.
The second one you mentioned actually does sound completely fine, because that's basically what a robot is, a genderless thing.
But it has a preferred pronoun.
That's the bit that made me go,
Yeah. And I'm actually, it's okay if it's genderless, because the thing is actually a walking nightmare. It makes sense if it's genderless. I have the problem with, every time I say it, people are like, no, it's not an it, it's Ashiok. I'm like, well, what the fuck does it matter? The thing isn't real. It doesn't have feelings.
What you gotta say is, no, it's not it, it's Ashiot. You say, don't you mean Ashiot? And they'll say, what? I said, you just called it. Because they said, you called it.
But, well, I would usually say, no, it's dead, because I ran the control deck that could kill it all the time. But I stopped playing, partly because people would get really angry at me because I was the one who always played the troll deck. I played one deck that revolved around a silence effect, which stops your opponent from being able to play cards, and I would keep recycling that silence effect over and over again so they could never play Magic the Gathering while I very slowly gain up on board advantage, and every time I let them play a spell, I would just nuke the board. And I got somebody thrown out for yelling at me over that, some grown-ass 40-year-old man. But yeah, I ended up switching from Magic to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has free software online that you can play, and I like playing things for free. And even though it's really fast and games are usually decided on your first turn, it's better than supporting what I think is soon to be a dying game. I think Magic is kind of on its last legs. It's doing really well right now, but soon all of those cards are going to rotate out, and their new audience is going to leave them, and they're not going to have anyone else to go to.
I actually did the same thing in the Yu-Gi-Oh deck. It was an Exodia deck, but the thing was, it was so slow that your opponent wouldn't gather what was going on until the very last moment.
Did you hear that Exodia's getting new support?
Oh yeah, he got a new card and everything.
Yeah, he's getting. So do you still play?
Occasionally, I have a deck lying around somewhere, and I have some cards that are decent. But
I made a deck around those people that stand on paper airplanes. Aitsu, Koitsu, Soitsu, Doitsu. Because they're high level, low attack. So I go Turbo, Synchron, Attack, Summon, Koitsu, Synchro, Summon, Star Eater.
Yeah, I picked up a couple of the I guess you'd call them legacy packs, but they're basically sh the cards from the show's beginning. I got some decent cards.
Well,
It's
I like the fact that they're going back to the roots on their video games. Like they have
yes.
Duel Links and the 3DS one, and I'm sure the online one will too in some way.
Well, and it's not only that, they're coming out with decks based around some of their old cards, like Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's going to
And
get
the
an entire
Magnet
deck
Warrior.
around it.
I was not expecting more Magnet Warrior support.
That's really weird. I thought it was just those four cards, really.
Yeah, they're releasing new Magnet Warriors, and they're also releasing like a new boss monster for it.
What?
Yep, it's coming out for us. I think we're getting it in October. There's a new Yugi structure deck and a Kaiba structure deck. The Yugi one has more support for Magnet Warriors. The Kaiba one is going to have more support for the XYZ Dragon Cannon series.
You know what we should do, Shikaki?
We should
we-
challenge Flipster to a shadow duel.
Well, yeah, yes, but first we each pick either Kaiba or Yugi.
I pick
If-
Yugi.
All right, I would get Kaiba, and then we duel the decks against each other online. Because the last time they came out with these, the Kaiba deck was actually quite a bit better than the Yugi deck.
I think they're pretty evenly balanced now for this one because the Kaiba deck's boss monster is now called the A through Z Dragon Cannon, which is really good, or Dragon Buster or something. The Yugi boss monster is a new Magnet Warrior, which is also really good. So everybody gets something really good. Anyways, Plipster.
Yes, we've let you out long enough. We're going to pick on you now.
No, it's just that
No, this isn't
someone
gonna
showed
be
me. I found this really amazing GIF of Bernie Sanders in his current state.
Oh, the
Escaping, escaping with his shekels.
I have a question for the Dallas guy.
All right.
Who is your vote going for?
Trump or no one.
Okay.
Honestly, Hillary isn't worth it at all.
Just want to say, if Hitler was a girl, his woman name would be Hillary.
Oh shit.
Just say, I'm just throwing that out there.
It'd
If
be
Hitler was a female, the female name. If he was male to female trans, his new name would be Hillary.
Well, there's no problems there because
And he would probably look like Hillary Clinton.
No, he'd look better. He'd look better. Hillary's pretty bad.
No, look at Hitler's face compared to Hillary Clinton's face.
I'm just saying he'd make a better looking woman than she would, and she was born as a woman.
They look pretty similar.
Actually, I've just looked it up right now. Hitler, if Adolf Hitler was a girl, his female name would be Adara. So there you go.
Well, yeah, but his last name would be Hillary. People don't call
his last
Adolf
name would be
Hitler
Clinton.
Adolf. Do you think people still called him Hitler back in the day? Like, do you think his own sergeants just called him Hitler?
Yeah, if you
Or
look
do you
back
think
up,
they actually addressed him by his first name?
in the UK we called him. What did we call him? It wasn't Hitler. What was it?
You called him Glorious Allfather.
Probably a
not-
mistake. Probably called him a mistake.
Well, sorry, that title's been taken by Hillary.
Yeah, unfortunately. And now Bernie Sanders endorsed us, and now you can. Don't worry, socialism has died. Corporatism
Oh, apparently the Ghostbusters movie has failed for not being feminist enough.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
yes. That I read that. It was the fact that they didn't switch enough of the male characters to female.
Or they didn't go in depth enough with social justice ideas.
Yes, in fact, one of the things it is that actually, as I pointed out, they eliminated a bunch of the female characters. For example, there is no female version of Dana Barrett. I've spoken to a couple of people who've seen it who have just said it is amazing in how just completely not Ghostbusters it is.
I hear it's not terrible,
Yeah,
but it's not anywhere a great film.
It's not terrible enough to be considered funny bad. It's just a boring film. Apparently, the dude's really funny in it.
Somebody
Oh,
got mad at me.
I heard about that. They said the male characters were the only tolerable parts.
Well,
That's because they were willing to write jokes with the male characters.
yeah, well, the ones with stuff like cracks and queefing and farting. Paul Feig, everyone, Paul Feig. Aptly named, don't you think?
Yeah.
So, I got somebody mad on the internet.com.
Okay.
Oh, tell us about this.
It was related to Pokemon Go. And they said that Nintendo needs to make better precautions for making sure that kids don't wander off the street. And I said, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, I don't think that's really Nintendo's job. In fact, that's so not Nintendo's job that we have a movement called Black Lives Matter about parents not looking after their children."
Oh,
And they
you're
got
terrible,
mad
man.
Then they got mad on the internet.com.
Why would people get angry on the internet anymore? It's just so...
It's not the internet, it's the internet.com.
Look at the internet.
Yeah, say it right, you fucking pleb.
I'm actually .co.uk over here, so...
Well, America. That's all I need to say.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
If Asians want more Asian representation in Hollywood, why are all of their anime characters white?
Here's the funny thing. I don't think most Asians give a crap.
No, it's they're a good amount in America. Only the ones that want to be actors. Imagine that. Only the ones that want a free pass are fighting for a free pass.
Oh, yeah.
And are you telling me that if Japan made a robot, it wouldn't look like Angelina Jolie or Scarlett Johansson? Are you telling me that?
Oh, you mean a humanoid robot? I was about to say they already have made a battle robot.
No, but if they were making like a robot, they would make the robot for sex.
Oh, that exists.
Oh yeah, but I think Mr. Shikaki means like a real one that could pass for a woman.
Like I didn't even watch Ghost in the Shell, and I think that's the reason why Scarlett Johansson got cast. Nobody in America really watched Ghost in the Shell. Like that does not have a very big viewer base here. They needed something to pull people in. Hey, hot girl.
I hear it was pretty good. I watched an episode or two when I was younger.
I watched an episode when I was younger, and
wow,
I couldn't catch up with it.
How you two are bloody embryos. You think it's a TV show?
It is.
Yeah,
Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Don't get me wrong. The TV show is better than the film, but the film was the big one.
Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is what we're referring to.
Yeah, but Ghost in the Shell, I'm talking about the one that everyone thinks of.
Well, by everyone, you mean 1/3 of this conversation.
Yeah, but, you know.
but he's the most important bit of the bit he's getting at.
You're the minority.
On this particular
You're
thing...
the plipority.
Goddamn millennials.
Yeah, plip lies matter.
You're the Muslim. You're the Muslim of our conversation.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be the mass majority of the conversation.
You're the Muslim.
I'll be the vast majority trying to kill everyone.
The silent minority.
It's me and him verbally shitposting, and you're trying to hold everything together.
Yeah.
That never happens.
No, I just let everyone go and see what happens.
No, he knows. He knows he can't control the Shikaki. You can't do that.
Oh god. But yeah, it was I remember it was like Akira was the thing that everyone saw, and that was the iconic film. Ghost in the Shell was number 2, and I thought both were pretty dull, but I thought Standalone Complex was pretty great. So, but let's be honest, no one in the West watching Ghost in the Shell thought it was Asian people.
I didn't watch that much. I guess 1 or 2 could have been.
Oh yeah, some of them, mostly the low status characters were clearly Asian, but the higher ups were a bit, Anglo.
Hey, are you trying to say something?
Well, I think what's funny though is like a lot of people don't realize that there are anime that also. I'm not saying Ghost in the Shell is one of these, by the way. I know it takes place in Japan, but there are anime that take place in the rest of the world. Like Full Metal Alchemist takes place in Germany. We have now, I think, 2 generations of Pokemon that don't take place in Japan. One of them takes place in New York, one of them takes place in France. The next one will take place in Hawaii. So people are like, well, we need more Asian characters in these Asian works. And I'm just thinking, like, some of these works, though, don't call for an Asian cast. It's like
No.
when Shakespeare wrote Othello, there weren't people demanding that Othello be white.
No. Well, actually, the whole point of the character Othello was that he was black.
Right.
That's why he's immortal.
Right, but then the whole point of Full Metal Alchemist is that the Fuhrer is a German ruler
Mm.
who is literally called the Fuhrer.
Wasn't it? Well, don't really most translations from Japanese to English basically make everything happen in was it Japerica?
Well, Full Metal Alchemist does actually take place in Germany, though. It's based off of World War. It's post World War I, pre World War II Germany,
Hmm.
and it has a lot of very Christian influences in it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Evangelion was a big mishmash of crazy religious stuff.
I know.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen Evangelion?
You haven't
No.
gotten in the fucking robot?
No.
Shinji?
Get in the
Should you get
fucking
the goddamn
robot.
robot? It's like, I made you a giant battle robot, a sex robot, and I got you a teenage girl that you'll love. Get in the fucking robot, Shinji.
I hate you, Dad!
Oh, man. I love how the creator actually came out and said that this has, like, it's not as deep as people think it is.
No.
I just randomly wrote whatever came into my mind.
Wasn't it, the guy, did you ever listen to the, the English dub? Spike Spencer, the guy who played Shinji. They actually...
I haven't actually watched the show.
Oh, okay. Well, they have the same...
God damn it! After telling me to get in the robot.
I'm a
Fuck
hypocrite.
you.
No, it's just the main character of Shinji. They were talking about when they they did the version 2 films.
Mhm.
They came out the
Sure.
last 5 years.
That is a thing that I would know.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
Well, look, I know plenty about Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it's a card game with a cartoon character that's a little boy, but when he plays cards, his balls drop. I know that much.
Actually,
pretty much.
There are now 4 different seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! 80% of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not that now.
Yeah. There's what? There's the guy with the red streak in his hair.
Well,
There's
Rufio.
Edgy
There's
McEdgerson.
There's GX, which is the hip-hop rap star white kid that goes to school. There's
With Kribo hair.
There's 5Ds, which is the guy who's in a biker gang. There's
The Edgy
Zexel, which is...
McEdgerson.
Yeah, there's Zexel, which is the guy who probably has Down syndrome and goes to space school. And then there's
And he
Arc
goes Super
5.
Saiyan.
And then there's Arc 5, which is the guy who somebody threw a tomato on the top of his head. And that is his hairstyle.
Yeah.
These are pretty accurate descriptions, actually. So
I wish I could get paid to do it. Like, could you imagine if we actually had an economy that worked around a hobby? That'd be so amazing. Like, sucks for the people who don't like the hobby, but that would still be so amazing.
If it's my
all
hobby,
right,
sure.
Shikaki, the hobby it will now revolve around is prostitution, namely dick sucking.
Well, that's not a hobby. But
For some people, it is.
that's not a hobby. For a lot of people, that's just an inconvenience. But,
Not my ex-girlfriend.
but
Any dick in a storm for her.
if Pokemon was real, I don't know, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh?
Would you
'Cause
eat the Pokemon?
Would I?
Yes.
Or could I?
Yeah.
No,
I
in
would.
Pokemon they actually have real animals. A lot of people don't know that.
What are the
That-
actual, what's the point of a Pokemon? A disease that turned up.
What?
What are the Pokemon then? If they have other animals, why wouldn't you eat the Pokemon?
Why wouldn't I? Because the Pokemon provide more value to society than the other animals.
Like what? You get him to you're doing cockfighting, dude. That's basically the whole point of the game.
Well, it's cockfighting, but Pokemon have the magical ability to come back from the brink of death by going to a Pokemon Center.
So if you just ate most of them, but just left enough to keep them alive,
No.
that would work, right?
No.
I would try it just to see how it tastes.
I'm just curious
We
to see
got
how
a
many.
cannibal in the stream.
I'm just curious to know how much of them you could cut off and eat before they died and bring them back.
Well, I imagine that they would be based off of whatever animal the thing is based off of, right? Like, Miltank would probably taste like a cow. Tauros would probably taste like a bull.
Squirtle would,
Charmander would probably taste like a burnt piece of shit.
Squirtle would probably taste like a chronic masturbator.
Bulbasaur would probably taste like a hentai.
Either that or just a salad.
Oh, it'd be a salad.
Oh, a tossed salad.
Alright, so I think the correct answer is Pokemon because Yu-Gi-Oh! You got these people that are just running up to you and they're like, I challenge you to a shadow game. Now your soul is gone forever and you're trapped in a card. That would suck.
I could live in that world. I'd never lose.
But you know how many people probably... Well, first of all, you can't play meta in that world. It's a rule. But you know how many people just randomly die in that world? Like, thinking about it, how many people just randomly get their soul taken away in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Don't worry. If we three entered, one of us would have plot shields, so we'd always
Yeah.
come back.
Hopefully not Plipster, because then we have to wait 20 episodes for him to get good.
He'd be the running joke would be he's worse than Joey.
He doesn't even know what we're talking about. See, this is how we felt when you're talking about Evangelion. I know.
What, for 30 seconds?
Yes.
Yes, it felt that, but like 10 times worse. Oh,
Naruto.
hold on. Since we're speaking of anime, there's this one guy on Twitter. I follow. He's pretty cool. He's like,
Mr. Shikaki.
Not posting non-stop Bible black gifts.
that face when Android 18 will never be real and you will never hold her, and then someone replied with the best reply I've ever seen. It's like the face when you get kicked by a guy who's constantly dying.
Android 18 is a fictional character in the Dragon Ball manga
You don't
series.
know about
Created
Dragon
by
Ball
Akira.
Z?
Not a fucking clue.
Oh my
All right.
god.
It just
Basically, there's one.
When I was a kid,
Watched it.
it just looks super gay.
You watched Evangelion. You watched a show about a kid who's super gay.
Yeah, but at least he wanks off to unconscious German girls.
All right,
Android
basically
18
there's
is
a
a
character.
German girl.
Yeah, but
There's
do any of the characters, once she's in a coma, past a suicide attempt, wank over her? I think not.
Actually, let's see.
I
Suicide
think one
attempt.
does.
Is there a suicide attempt? Yes! We do have a suicide in Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm. So if the hot German girl tried to commit suicide, and then she, like, the weird, creepy kid that hated his dad...
Well, I think what happened is there was a green monster that was trying to suck her in, and she was dying, and so she was thinking, well, maybe I have to kill myself so that it can't absorb all of my power and blow myself to smithereens. And then some bald kid is like, no, you can't do that. I love you.
That's cool, and that's the one I'm talking about.
See, watch Dragon Ball Z. It's a good anime. There's a reason why it's so popular. Stop being a hipster faggot.
No, the reason why it's popular is it was one of the first anime over here, and for its time, it is pretty good. It's
I
not.
think it holds up.
Dragon Ball Z is great if you've got nothing else to watch.
It's great up until...
When there's only one candidate, there's only one choice.
It's great up
Cell
until guys. Majin
Saga
Buu
was okay.
The Majin Buu saga was a mistake.
Yeah, it started off really strong. The fight between Goku and Vegeta was really good, but other than that, pretty bad.
Frieza arc was really good. I like Frieza the most because it's something they actually built up to. He was even the big bad during the Saiyan arc. He was this guy that they heard about that they had no clue who it was. Anyway,
Sal kind of just
Xenoverse
popped
2.
into. What? Xenoverse?
God,
Xenoverse 2.
a webcam would be so handy right now.
There's
Why? So you can
Why?
flip us off?
He's
No.
probably wanking off.
No, just so you can see my expression.
So Xenoverse 2. I probably know the person who played Xenoverse 1.
I just wanted to flip everyone off that's watching the stream
No worries,
and
only
is in
me.
the stream.
It's only us. Don't worry. It's a private show.
Great, all the people I wanted to flip off.
It's a Tuesday. No one's watching on a Tuesday.
Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to do this on Saturday.
Well, mine.
I was okay Saturday as well.
Yeah,
was
it's
okay
kind of
till
your
my-
fault. You're kind
Yeah.
of like complaining about something that's your fault. You're
Oh,
kind
come
of
on.
like being the America of the conversation.
No, I'm not.
Stop being America. Only
You are
we
go-
Americans can
Get
do
in the
that.
goddamn robot, Shinji.
God, that's I'm sending in my drone. Do you know what I liked most? You know they showed. You know the psycho that started shooting people in Dallas. I like that they showed a picture of.
Wait, he was a psycho?
They actually showed a
God.
picture. They showed a picture of the droid that they sent.
As in psychotic?
As in a psycho who wanted to racially expunge people. Yeah.
You kind of have to be to just have a plan of attack like that. But
To
He had
even
mental
want to do
problems?
that, maybe.
No, clearly if he didn't have a gun, his mental problems would have gone away.
Oh yeah. Also, not that he was a trained sniper or anything.
Did I manage to knock you off your train of thought?
No,
God damn it.
I just stopped talking.
Let-
Now I have to listen to you talk.
let me try. That was my attempt.
Alright,
Just silence.
okay.
Alright, continue. We both know.
I just like the fact that when they went in there, they sent in a robot which actually looked like
There is no form of
fuck.
meditation that solves this problem.
Nah.
The best part of that was I was looking at my screen and it actually said for a moment, Mr. Plugme McGee has muted Mr. Shikaki.
Yeah.
It never works. I don't know why he keeps trying.
Yeah.
Now I'm the America of the conversation.
Because we can't get you to shut up.
Anyways, right. Anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Yes.
Let's talk more about Yu-Gi-Oh!
No. I'm on a bit of a limited schedule today, so I want to get
Okay,
everything
well
out.
then we'll finish with this. South Park, the next season, will continue with Social Justice Warriors, and will be beginning September 20th this year.
Excellent. So that means the next time the game gets shown at any kind of gaming event, you have all the social justice gaming media going, ah.
The Fractured Butthole, I think, was confirmed for release December.
Yes.
That is still a great name for.
It's the fact that if you look at it on a piece of paper, it does look completely harmless.
Yeah. And then you read it.
And it's only when you actually say it out loud, then all of a sudden you realize how stupid it is.
But, I mean, thinking about everything South Park can do, we've got Black Lives Matter, Brexit, Hillary Clinton's email thing. They'll be able to go to the election. They already did one on Donald Trump, so they can't do that. But they have a lot of material to work with.
Oh, man.
I remember it was Trey Parker. He had this great interview point. He said, they asked him, what is the right wing or left wing? And he says, I don't like either, but I really can't stand the left.
Yeah. Well, when the right wing never tried to censor South Park. What the right wing wanted to do is the right wanted to put South Park on a time slot where children won't normally be up. They wanted to, and remember this was before the internet, so children usually were in bed by like 9:30. They wanted South Park to show at 10 instead of 9. Whereas
Which
you have the
I
left,
think is reasonable.
and with the left you have no, this is something you cannot joke about, which is retarded. Like with Muhammad.
And GTA.
Yeah.
Remember, GTA was completely fine until
The
Well,
coffee mod or whatever.
Remember
No, it
that
wasn't.
petitioning a store to ban a video game on its premise is not taking your games away somehow.
Yeah. What was it? You talking? I'm checking something here.
Oh, but what I was referring to was the hot coffee incident.
Yeah, that was more of a conservative thing. That got pissed off about that one. That was the Jack Thompson era.
Well, because it
What-
should have been A for adult game instead of M for mature.
Hmm.
Well,
Because,
the thing.
Pornography
it-
was required. You had to be 18 for porn, and that was a for 17 game. I mean, that was actually them
Yes,
breaking the law.
that was it. The reason that a lot of people that the left got really, really pissed off with GTA after they introduced the character Impotent Rage, the liberal superhero. That is when they started to start going, well, you know, maybe it's time to move on. Oh, these jokes are so old and passé.
Well, I know we have a liberal in the conversation, but I do want to point out the fact that the left is right now kind of a pretty big danger to America in that we don't have anyone really criticizing it that much. Like Fox News has already been criticized to death. They don't really have any power anymore. Talk radio has been criticized to death. They don't have any power anymore. So they're kind of just running rampant. The right is a much more neutered version of its former self.
I agree with you. I mean, what can I say other than the fact that I'm probably voting for Trump this year?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm Christian, so I don't believe in confessions. I'm not Catholic. You don't have to atone for your sins.
Forgive me, Father. It has been 420 days since my last confession.
Just a few Bloody Marys, darling, and you'll be fine.
But yeah, so I'm gonna await the South Park. I couldn't really get into South Park when I was younger. Because,
Did you see the last season?
Yes, the last season was awesome.
Because I was going to say, you have to watch the last season to get this one, I think, because they're actually going for continuity.
Well, the last 3 years, they've suddenly had a resurgence, because they had a couple of years there when they really, really kind of floundering, but I think with the recent political developments in the atmosphere of the world, I think they've had a lot more to work with.
Yeah. Well, they're the only show willing to criticize this stuff. Even our news won't, talk about it.
And they're pretty much bulletproof at this point.
Yeah, I know there was ISIS factions that were sending death threats to Matt and Trey Parker, and what ended up happening is this was back when 4chan was still good. They hacked every Muslim website and photoshopped in the background a picture of Muhammad sucking a dick.
Thank you, old 4chan.
And needless to say, Matt and Trey are still alive.
Oh yeah. It just makes me depressed now, because the more I think about it, I think about London and like Muslim mayor who does appear to be a Muslim first. Black Lives Matter protests, people yelling that people who don't fit a certain group should be allowed to vote.
I think you need to find a way to get Black Lives Matter to
Trash
start
London.
hating. No, to start hating the Muslim group.
That might work.
Oh, that might true, because they really hate it when other people get. Yeah, but the Muslims aren't going to get sympathy. They've got a mayor.
Yeah, bring that up. Say you have a Muslim mayor that isn't listening to your issues. Oh, I'm a genius.
Mr. Shikake, You're a genius. Yes.
You know what? If I actually cared about London, other than just waiting to see it burn again, because
You know, do you want America to come over there and, pay our respects for the War of 1812? Just set it all on fire and leave. All right, we're gone. That's all we wanted to do, fam.
No. We'll start.
If anyone said
We'll
to you,
start-
what do you do in the power structure of Britain? Well, let's just put it in the Scottish Parliament for a while. They've wanted to be in charge already for some years. It's fine. Give
And then,
Roy.
right before the Scottish Parliament, gets in power, America's like, nope, it's us. They're like, we were so close. Oh man. It's fun making fun of people that like to have sex with sheep.
That's the Welsh. That's not the Scottish.
Maybe that's
we're not making fun of Muslims right now.
No, they're goats. Muslims are goats. Welsh is sheep.
Muslims prefer it shaved. The Welsh like a full bush. Muslims already know that, bush will literally kill them, so they want shaved.
But yeah, basically, in short, UK, London is fucked. UK is gonna do fine.
The offer is always on the table for America to come in and burn the London down.
Yeah, if you want to take charge, as long as we get to reinstate the Queen as your official head of state, we're fine.
No.
No, America's taking charge.
No, we're not even taking charge.
You don't even
we're gonna go back to our old ways of going in there, blowing shit up, fucking it for everyone, and then leaving.
And then putting in a puppet government.
Yeah. Democracy, motherfucker, whether you voted for it or not. Oh god, I love America. America's great.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Shikaki, on a scale of 1 to America, how free are you later?
How free am I later?
Yeah.
I don't know. My buddy moved states to go to college, and he's in town, so I was gonna hang out with him.
Oh, so in that case, you're Iraq. You're not free at all.
I'm UK.
Hey, pretty free over here, fam. Pretty free.
Yeah, go ahead and say the Holocaust didn't happen, please.
I will. I'll do it in London.
Get Black Lives Matter to say it in London.
As well as screaming out typically things.
That would be so good.
You can tell it's a Muslim made because you can smell all the goat cock on everyone's breath.
All right. Here's what you got to do to get Black Lives Matter out there, right? You get what the most notorious.
Station, I'm sorry, I'm not particularly interested right now.
Oh wait, I have a joke for you guys.
All right.
A Black Lives Matter protester walks into the bar. It gets lowered.
Thank you, everyone. This has been the Fireside Podcast. Thank you, and good night.